Hey, good afternoon. My name is Roddy Walker, Master Coach of Exceptional Dating, Relationships, and Sex. And this is Man Talk Monday, a part of the dating discussions with Ronnie and Yashika. I'm just going to spend a couple minutes as we're closing out the final weeks of 2021 and going into yet another year, which, I pray all will have, regardless of the year that you've had this year, a um, much more improved year moving forward as you go into the next phase of your life, be that career, job, business, and in love. There's a lot that has happened this past year for, I'm sure, many of you. But I just wanted to cover something real quick in terms of speaking to your brothers, because, I have to consistently remind myself that I speak to a number of, different generations of men, some as young as in their 20s and 30s and all the way up. And so with that, I also accept that there are different mindsets in the way there's a worldview, political, the way they look at things and process it emotional. Some are still learning. Some have just reserved themselves that they think that they know it all, as at some point we all as young men have been through that phase. But I want to talk about something that I really hope you embrace. And many of you know this. We all know this sometimes. And also, it's something that we have to also remind ourselves that even though we know it, we have to continue to reflect sometimes. And there are those situations where we have an aha moment and we say, you know what, I got to get back to doing that and remembering that. It's about time and how we use our time, and time in relation to our how we use it when it comes to meeting the one that we want to spend the rest of our life with. So, with that, this is why I named this particular episode Men Stop Chasing Women. Now, I know some of you believe that there are women or good women, quote unquote, whatever that is for you, are in short demand. And I'm of a mindset of abundance. So there's no need for you to chase. I understand as men, we're hunters and we believe in the pure artistry of the pursuit. And that's fine. And I'm all for courting and pursuing a woman that you find yourself attracted to. You want to get to know more. But this chasing and this consistent being in inboxes where you're not getting a reply or calling and you're half-ass getting some reply, I want you men to really stop and honor your time. Because if there's one thing that I do know, and of course I communicate this to women as well, as to don't invest your time in things that are not giving you a return on that time. Same as you do with be it the job, business, and your money or your political energy. When it comes to meeting someone that you see yourself with, gentlemen, except that part of that comes, you may not receive the same energy. And this read between the lines, mind reading, and all of that really truly is a waste of a man's time. And I want more men to become aware of this. Now, I get it on some levels. You want to play the law of large numbers, where you figure out of 50 women, most of them are not going to respond. Some of them may give you a sort of a response, and you're playing that. What I'm saying is use your time more wisely. Use your time more wisely. If you are someone who's put in the work in yourself, be it therapy, coaching, both, you've done some reflection, some healings, maybe some challenges that you've had growing up in the past or past experience in relationships, you know what you want. And so as you look through profiles, be it online dating or just in the meeting the women that, from a casual occurrence, be it at a party, museum, or wherever it may be, a concert, you will pretty much know in the 5, 10, 15 minutes of talking to the woman, this is someone you'd like to know better. Whatever efforts that you choose to put in that, make sure that you're getting an equal response to that. And if you're not, you can ask, hey, what is your intentions? Are you planning on getting back? If you're not receiving that, move on. Some of you may not want to be bothered to ask, hey, what's up? Now, here's the other part of that. In some instances, she may be going through some things and can't get back to you. However, you still don't know that. But what I am very, very big on is communication. I don't care what part of the world you go. The healthiest, most successful couples have great communication. And it started prior to the marriage. So if you want a good indication of the type of woman she is, it is about her communication skills and being able to communicate what's on her mind. And I've said this to women so often. I said, the challenge with a lot of women is that they all think that they speak or are on the same accord, and they don't. Ask your friends, ask your family. Women can be all over the place. Now, this is not to bash women, of course, but what I'm saying is that even as I've looked at social experiments that some women will do, they say, you know what? I put up a profile as a man, and then, as a dating profile. And I really learned through that experience how all over the board women can be. Now, we can debate this is how they've become socially through social engineering or how they're wired, whatever. In the end, gentlemen, invest your time wisely and stop wasting your time with women who can't communicate or appear to not know what they want, or they're trying to play both sides of the fence. Again, I've seen more and more the instances where women are playing the same stupid games that men have played. And this is something that I hear quite often as I speak to, well, men do it. And I'm like, well, it was stupid when men did it too. So what makes you think that you're going to do it any better? If it's a stupid way to approach a potential relationship, then it is what it is. But also in a world where you have many who don't want to be labeled, or there should be no rules, and whatever you want to do, what you want to do, okay. However, I do know, and 30 years of doing this, is that there are some foundations. Something's fundamental when you're going to know a person and in the dating and the pursuing. And I tell us, ladies, you understand something. It's one thing if you are in a space where you're open to meeting someone. I said, but unless, ladies, you're the one asking the men out on dates and investing in money, you're going to see things different than the way men see them. So, gentlemen, honor your time, respect your time, wisely invest your time with someone. If you're not receiving what you feel is an adequate response, if there's no reciprocity in terms of what you're doing, don't get angry. Don't get on social media and rant like crazy. This is just what it is. Maybe she's not interested. Maybe she's no longer interested. Maybe she never was interested. Maybe she was just in it for the free food. Whatever. We can come up with 100 different scenarios. In the end, it doesn't matter. Your position is to say next as you move forward. And I don't care. This is not just for men in their 40s and 50s. This is for you men in your 20s. Time is time is time, because the same minutes in an hour, in a week, in a month, in a year is given to us all. And we all know how the saying is, what you do with the time that's important. So I just wanted to share for a couple of minutes of speaking out to you, gentlemen, that I find far too many men, as I speak to them in increasing numbers, especially during the holiday season, that far too many of you are wasting your time with women. And I get it. In your mind, And on paper, she is perfect. I get it. Believe me, I speak to some fascinating, incredible, exceptional women. But one thing that I've learned very early for me is that if you're not getting the same energy for whatever the reason, and again, she can feel what she has is a very legitimate reason. In the end, I says, I speak to so many women. And one of the reasons they're not receiving their success is they're too busy wanting men to jump through all of these hoops, or they're testing them, or they're doing everything so that there's minimal effort and investment in time and response on their part, but yet they expecting a healthy relationship. And I'm like, no, that's something you need to work on yourself, or you will give it once you've received all of this. No, gentlemen, I want 2022 to be the year that men are honoring their time and not chasing women. You will actively and in a healthy manner pursue a woman, court a woman, but you're not going to chase a woman. And if you're not receiving what you feel in your mind, whatever that may be for you, a healthy, respectful communication, then I strongly suggest you wish them well and you move on. Now you don't have to say wish you well. If just they're not responding, then it is what it is. I've learned never to wish anyone ill. You just keep moving, and it's just, well, as they like to say, like I say, they've dodged a bullet, or maybe God, whatever, however they choose to phrase the situation. But also, with that being said, gentlemen, make sure that we are practicing what we're expecting. So please respect her time, honor her time, and communicate effectively. Okay, so if we're gonna expect this from women, make sure that we're doing that. But I know I'm speaking to the men that are already doing that, but I felt you should say that. And for the ladies that may decide they want to tune in to this Man Talk Mondays, well, then you know what the subject is about. It's about you making sure that you communicate effectively to the men that are really wanting an opportunity to know you better. It's just as simple. Do the right thing by the man and reach out to him and let him know where you stand. But if you want to justify your lack of communication or whatever, just be for those of you who do that and then believe in karma, understand how that works. So, gentlemen, again, don't chase women. Pursue women in a healthy way, in a respectful way, in a way that makes her feel safe and understood that all you're asking for is some reciprocity in terms of the communication and the time invested in getting to know you or getting to know them. Okay. So with that being said, gentlemen, I wish you, and I will be in reaching out to you a couple more times before we go into the new year. But again, honor your time, respect it, because again, as we all know, we're not promised tomorrow. Let's make sure that we're doing the best we can do and being the best we can be. And I wish you all a wonderful day, week, weekend, month, holiday season, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care now.